Hey, while we were waiting for the battery to come in, we are moving on to our next one. It's a Toyota Highlander. We're doing front brakes, rear brakes, left front axle. Apparently, said the recommendation. I made it last week. I see so much cars sometimes I don't even remember. But I took it for a quick test drive. Can't video everything, you know how that goes. Came back, yeah. So, move on. To go up on the, we went around, make sure everything is secure, one with safety. When I first used to work at a truck company, short story, used to work at a truck company, working on a dually apprentice in the 90s. He said, put the dually on the drive on and remove the rear wheels. But first, remove the drive axle. Didn't quite understand the concept of what he was saying, so long story short, the dually rolled off the lift. The weight of its distribution on the front tucked down so much, snapped the cable. Young kid under a dually, lift comes down. Traumatized for life. Safety. Alrighty. I was looking at the condition. I remember the vehicle. Sorry about that. Just did a quick inspection. I like to keep the vehicle somewhere when I'm doing braking relatively to my set. So I go one up on the left, bring it back down on the lot. Yeah, right. Getting all the stuff together that is going to be needed. I saw someone the other day say something about lug nuts and the fitting. Well, Toyota stepped up their lug nut pattern to 21.5. There's a set, I don't remember who I got it from, but there's a set with a 21.5 on there. It works smoothly. Best thing for Toyotas, a lot of these new vehicles, they went half a size up. And then you gotta remember that little outer coating piece takes up a lot of room, crack. But hey, let's leave it to them. All right, so we got our gun. Let's just see how we're gonna maneuver today, shall we? Yep. I try to use a zigzag pattern when I'm taking the wheels off. Kind of relieve the pressure off of it, you know. A queenie fashion. And as you can see, all 5, one shot. All right. Hey, young guys, I got 6 kids, 7. In this business, don't mess around with it. It matters. Alrighty, we're going to be doing rotors, brake pads, this little axle piece here. Yeah. Nice, huh? Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't work flat rates, so if I make a recommendation, guess what? You need it. I stand nothing to gain at the end of the week. I still get paid, people. Big difference. I am an activist for the person. Yeah. So we're gonna get down with the Highlander. Now what I do is I go around all 4, blow them clean, and then spray PD blaster on my access points. See, that is getting the rotor. I'm gonna have to take the bracket off, the big bolts around the back. They usually have Loctite on them. you know. So you'll see it, but you may see it, you may not see it. I'll try to see if I can get something back there. All right, 3/8 gun, reverse on road, 17 Ridge, Toyota, using a 14mm. One here. Bad idea. Yeah, put it back. Better idea. Safety precaution. Sometimes it wants to come and flip back up in your face depending on how much torque is in. Yeah. Well, what I noticed is that the pistons are out. Sliders are stuck. Remember yesterday. See all of that pad? Yeah? You would say it's a lot of pad, yeah? And look how far the piston is pushed out. Sliders don't move. So while I'm gonna push the pistons back, I have it roached up on the top of the caliper bracket. I want to make sure that the pistons are not frozen. So far so good. Yeah, man. They're back. Now, in some videos you will see me leave the caliper hanging because the line is directly straight. But when it has a curve on there, now inside the hose there are little, it's a mesh, like a slight, metal meshing. When it's on a curve, you bend that mesh. You could obstruct the flow of the fluid by doing that, by having it rest for so long. So try, hang it up, a tie strap. Shocks. Alrighty. I finally got a little view of what the bracket is. So remember these bolts here. Yeah? These are the caliper bracket bolts. You want to spray a little PB Blaster on them. I work with PB Blaster all day. You would think this was up north, but no, it's not. So I have my 1/2" swivel, 17mm. Shouldn't be tight. See? Fine thread. And off goes the bracket. The fun parts will soon begin. It gets funky, I'm telling you. We have alrighty. See? We have a sensor back here. I prepped my area and sprayed some, the PB Blaster all over the damn place. Anything that I plan on removing, I spray it down with some PB Blaster. But remove this sensor by any means. Get it out carefully without breaking it. It will give you more headaches, basically have your dashboard looking like a Christmas tree. Yeah. And it leaves a little hole inside that, where it's supposed to get its reading from. Spray some PB Blaster in there, makes the axle move. I don't sponsor, and I don't get sponsored by, but I swear by this thing. It is the rust killer, You would think that we wouldn't need it here in the South, but yeah. So I got my 1/2" 30mm 12-point rip into it. Yeah. Got the big 1/4" pry bar. Let's see if we can get this back down. Yeah. Now, if it's not space it requires, there you go. Okay. By removing it, you have like it. Okay. Space we require. Oh yeah. Sometimes the fight is just not worth it. Save it for the battle. Now I want to show you something. You see right there? Hold on, let me see if I shine the light. There we go. You see those little notches? That tells me that this is a tap out. Even if you put the pry bar behind it, won't unlock that ring that's on it. All right, so we're gonna attempt something. Let's see if we can catch it on camera. Then just give it a little love tap on those notches that I showed you before, and I try to use a short extension. Just slight love taps because you're resting against the body of the transmission. So you really don't want to crack it hard of any sort. Oh yeah, so sometimes you have to just give it a few good love taps. Be careful. As I said, it will come out. Toyota designed it like that. So yeah, here's our axle. Now I felt that the joints were being lined up in there. Why I see it? See these little notches here? Yeah. They made it that way for a reason. Hey, we're gonna dab, 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 dab. Okay. We're gonna replace the CV axles here. Now, it gets a little tricky. Because you got to put it into the air, pull this forward. But before that, we have to get it into the transmission side. How we do that is try to get back to, so we can get a little space. Use my trusty little bundy. Yeah. Just pull it into the just want a little bit. Now, we've been told numerous of times, do not bang on the tip of the axle. By banging on it, it's so soft that it mushrooms. If it mushrooms, you won't get them on. So, okay, I had to give it a few good taps, 7 or 8. Won't go on if the knot is still nice and smooth. Okay. There's my light. See that? Now you didn't see it, but the lower ball joint eventually did fall in. 17s, 2 nuts, 2 nuts. Got my hand ratchet. Get it started. If it feels smooth, what happens is that sometimes they rest against the control arm. Alright, let's tighten up. Start off with a torque wrench because the gun is very powerful. You don't want to over tighten it and crush the bearing. So you don't want to over tighten it. So I start with 100 pounds. Later on I will go over it again with the torque wrench to make sure when it's seated on the ground.